This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM at 640. We finally reached Friday after 2 crazy weeks here in Southern California. And we're joined by the man, Michael Monks. How you, bub?
Good afternoon. We're joined by the vice president today. That's how crazy it's been
right?
over the past couple
days. So
days.
when he comes out, is there a do not fly or flight restriction zone around him?
All the traffic nightmares you can imagine. Whenever they go anywhere, it's a mess.
Did you go to see him? Did you go to meet him? Did you greet him?
No, he's in Westwood.
Okay.
I'm here with you in Burbank.
All right.
Although some of the federal officials are here. I saw a tweet just moments ago from the Burbank Police Department that say they're aware of immigration activity taking place in Burbank.
Is that right?
This afternoon, yes.
Oh, boy. They don't say where, though, huh?
No.
Yeah. I guess they can't.
Yeah.
Right.
Very, very busy out there. But knowing where this enforcement is taking place and spreading the word about it was one of the concerns the vice president talked about today. He had a lot to say.
Oh, right. Okay. So what time did you get here? Was it a late morning?
Well, he left at 8:30 this morning, our time, from the East Coast, and flew. It's about a 4.5-hour flight or so. I imagine that traffic is pretty clear in the skies when you're in that particular plane. So maybe 4 hours to get out here.
And a 3-hour difference. So
yeah. Exactly. So he got here about an hour and a half ago, spoke about 45 minutes ago, and had a lot to say about the federal immigration policy, L.A. and California's reaction to it, the protests that have transpired here on the ground. It's just been a very busy time, and obviously he's aware of that.
And is he here for a while?
I think he's here for a very brief period.
Okay.
In fact, we didn't really know a lot of details, and still don't, about what he's doing here outside of visiting some federal agents, checking out the mobile command center, meeting with the military, and getting some feedback from the Border Patrol.
So the problem is when these guys come in town, they have the do not fly zone. So if we have any police chases, we don't get to cover them.
You won't be following anything on any of our TV station, friends.
Yeah, there would be no helicopters.
This would be
within 30 miles.
It's a good time to steal a car, actually, because there won't be any aerial surveillance.
Good time to do a lot around here. So what do you have to say? We got audio, right?
Absolutely, we do. I'll tell you this. Speaking of being in the sky, he had a little bit to say about what he saw and what he was thinking about as he came in. Here's what he said.
I landed, when I saw this city, when I was driving through to come to this FBI building, all I could think about is what a great American city Los Angeles is, and what a great tragedy it is that we have allowed illegal immigration and rioting to destroy, I think, one of the great gems of the American family.
So he says LA's great.
He's new.
It's got some problems. And one of those problems, he says, is that the reason LA is an epicenter for illegal immigration is because of an environment created by the government here. The state level, the local level, there are a lot of benefits to be received by illegal immigrants here locally if they do decide to migrate into this area. He says, look, we're in LA because this is a place that illegal immigrants flock to.
Right, and we don't have a history of harassing them on any level.
They're a pretty integral part of LA at this point, whether you like it or not, whether you like the law or whether you support it or not. I mean, that's just a fact. There's estimated up to 1 million folks here. And when you talk about 10 million people in LA County, I mean, that's 10% of the population. So, I mean, how do you not have an impact on the community when there's that many.
Right. Did he address anything other than immigration, or did he just focus
This was pretty much focused on the immigration situation. Obviously, the reaction here locally has been intense. Right. We've been all over the protests and the demonstrations. He had something to say about the Border Patrol, and those are the folks that we've seen a lot. That's who we saw apparently at Dodger Stadium yesterday, for example, was Border Patrol agents. And to speak more to the relationship between the local and state government and the federal government, he said this about the Border Patrol.
I heard today Border Patrol officials tell me that they feel like the local government is sicking violent mobs on them when they go out to the community to enforce the nation's immigration laws. Can you imagine what it's like to be a federal official doing your job, doing the job the President of the United States ordered you to do, and have a mob come after you for following orders and for enforcing the American people's laws?
That's pretty significant.
Yeah. I drove by a hotel last night. I'm not going to say where it is, but online they said the ICE agents are going to be staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. So I drove by at 10:30 at night, and man, there were probably about 75 people outside yelling and screaming and beating drums. And I thought, okay, there's probably, I imagine there's maybe 20 or 30 of the 100 rooms in that hotel or ICE or Border Patrol. But the other 80 people who've just come to visit L.A., they got to hear that all night?
Hey, if you're going to visit L.A., you better visit L.A.
We come at you hard. We do. It's not an easy, it's a rough landing in L.A.
I've told people since moving here is that L.A. doesn't need you. L.A. doesn't want you. Right. You have to muscle your way through this city to find a place for yourself until you become them.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And then when they're done with you, you're gone. They eliminate you and erase you immediately in this town.
Forget you were even here.
That's right.
But we'll remember this visit from Vice President Vance, because even though the protests, the demonstrations have, I don't want to say died down, but they're quieter. Right. Obviously, just yesterday, we saw various pop-ups, flare-ups. He says the military is not going anywhere. He acknowledged that things have calmed down significantly from a couple of weeks ago, certainly. But he says the military is going to stay here just in case there are any flare-ups. And obviously, that is something that's lingering under the surface here for a while.
And that's something that the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decided in Trump's favor last night.
Yes, so as it relates to control of the National Guard. The Marines are here too. They're already under federal control. But the president has federalized the National Guard. Those are the guys who are standing outside a lot of federal property in the area in order to, quote, protect the federal property and the staff that are working there, whether they're office people or the agents doing some of this work. And the court has agreed that Trump has the authority to do that.
What is Governor Newsom's options now? He can go to the full Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, the full court, or he can go to the Supreme Court. I think that there's only two options.
Yeah, there's still a component here that the governor is claiming as a win, even though it looks like a loss.
Okay.
And it's that the president now has to, by the court's order, explain how he plans to use the National Guard. And apparently that was not as clear, even though the public statements are related to protection of federal property and federal employees. Somehow that needs to be worked out more clearly for the court to understand.
Excellent. Buddy, 7 to 9 p.m. on Saturday, tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Going through the news of the week and the week ahead.
I look forward to it. Thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
Have a nice weekend.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
There's going to be a lot of protests this weekend. There's going to be a lot of people who have the weekend off, and there's going to be protests all over Southern California. But they've started early. After a possible raid in Maywood, Chris Christie, who flies with Channel 7, ABC Channel 7, was high over this protest. Let's find out what's going on in the Maywood area.
There are two major confrontations underway right now in the Maywood area and in the city.
Oh, sorry about that. My fault.
And in the city of Bell. Right now, you're looking at a handful of ICE SUVs, or immigration officials, I should say, who are now leaving Slauson and Alamo, where they just deployed some type of tear gas or smoke bombs into a crowd.
Wait, where are they again? Let's get these streets here.
Officials, I should say, who are now leaving Slauson and Alamo, where they just...
Slauson and Alamo. That's where they have the tear gas deployed.
Slauson and Alamo, where they just deployed some type of tear gas or smoke bombs into a crowd as the crowd was yelling and they were trying to leave the area right at the intersection there. You can see all of these SUVs appear to be federal officials. If we widen out, pan over to the right, Lucas, you can see the crowd that may be dissipating here over to where that enforcement was taking place right here. There was a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling. There was no violence until the officers started deploying that tear gas into the crowd. The tear gas was then kicked back in their direction. There was some aggressive behavior. Then they got into their vehicles, and they basically are now in the process of leaving this area, although now they've come to a stop just about a block down the road on Slauson, where they are now blocking the roadway. You can see those officers out of their vehicles and now for some reason trying to figure out what their next move is. I do not know why they are stopped here, but they have stopped in the middle of the roadway here. Police are on their way out here. This comes just a couple of minutes after another major confrontation in the city of Bell. You can see as these officers leave the scene, we've got some video that we just shot moments ago, a major confrontation along Atlantic Avenue, the 6900 block of Atlantic Avenue. About 100 people from the community showing up in the midst of an ICE op. Officials were trying to drive through the crowd, and we've got some video as they started taking rocks and bottles in their direction as they were trying to flee that scene. Bell police responding in pretty big numbers as well, trying to disperse the crowd. That crowd does appear to have dispersed, predominantly now protesting on the sidewalk down there at a local business. Again, that's going to be on the 6900 block of Atlantic Avenue in the city of Bell, where tempers are high, and it did get very, very confrontational. Again, all of this happening in the last few minutes here in Maywood, and again, over there in Bell, a major enforcement underway in this area, right along the 710 freeway. It's just a few blocks from the freeway and the LA River. We're going to continue to follow the situation. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Chris Christie, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, you're gonna want to know where these protests are over the weekend, because if you're just driving around with your wife and your kids, husband or kids, or bed partner and kids, lover and kids, did I get them all? Then you're going to want to know not to get involved or drive up onto these things where you're going to be in danger. And I don't know how to do that. I mean, you can look up, Twitter and Facebook. There's a lot of information there. But then again, the people that are putting information on where ICE is staying at night and where the Border Patrol is staying at night, they're arresting some of those people for doing that, for interfering with federal officers. So it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And JD Vance,
Timmy?
yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. The that park that Chris was just over, it's called Riverfront Park, and it's on the west side of the LA River, and it runs along the west side of the 710 freeway as well. So
okay.
There's probably going to be action over there all weekend.
What's the 710 like right now? Is it busy?
Yeah, it is. That southbound side, it's loading up out of East LA from the 60. You're on the brakes to just past that park that we were just talking about. Yeah, it's pretty busy through that stretch.
All right. Angel Martinez, she'll keep you up on all the traffic here in and around Los Angeles. I think we're going to have this happening every weekend throughout the summer. This is going to be a hot, crazy summer in Los Angeles. All right, JD Vance was in town. The vice president was in town. Michael Monks talked a little bit about it, but we have some more. If when we come back, we will play some from his press conference and also the latest on the National Guard battle between President Trump and Governor Newsom. A lot going on, Los Angeles. Lots going on.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
We are the epicenter of news. Everybody is keeping an eye on Los Angeles, on how we're behaving, what's going on, the Dodgers, what's their involvement, what's going on. Mayor Bass is going to have a press conference at some point. The vice president was in town. Everybody's keeping an eye on Los Angeles. And one of the guys who reports every night on it is a guy named Elex Michaelson over there with KTTV, Channel 11. Alex, how you, bub?
Ding dong with you.
Buddy, I got to tell you, I watched a little bit of you on TV this week, and I was so happy that you finally stopped cutting your own hair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lee Jensen.
Did you seriously? Because my wife and I thought you did cut your own hair. Did you?
That's how bad you thought my haircut was? Is that what you're suggesting?
I don't know. I don't like to put it that way. It always looked like you just woke up. I mean, it was all like effed up and pokey and spiky and weird.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Trying to get things under control.
Aren't you glad you called?
Yeah, this is going well already.
Buddy, seriously,
while we're doing this.
Look, a shout out to your hair guy or gal. Who is it?
His name is Lee Jensen.
Because it looks great, buddy. I'm telling you, man to man, it looks great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Ding dong with you.
Thanks. Ding dong to you too. All right. So I have a feeling this summer is going to be really hot in L.A., and I'm not talking about the heat. I'm talking about the protests and the counter protests, ICE and Border Patrol. I think we're in for a long, long, long summer.
Yeah, I mean, if today's any indication of it, too, right? I mean, you have the vice president coming to town a bit poking the bear in terms of really going after Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom. I mean, there was sort of no sign of either side coming together, everybody just getting their shots at each other. And no end in sight also of the National Guard leaving anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're sort of in this weird state and there's no end in sight for it.
Yeah, and then the Dodgers contributed $1 million and came out with their own statement as well. I'm not, you know, I know that there's a big fan base of people who are, you know, have Hispanic heritage with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And they finally came out and said something, but that's going to be, you know, I don't know if the majority of the people are going to, I think they're going to still go to the games.
Yeah, I mean, they have a huge fan base in the Latino community. I mean, ever since Fernando Valenzuela took that to another level. I mean, you go to the right and left field bleachers at Dodger Stadium. That's who the fan base is. So
I remember that. I was driving back from San Diego, listening to Vin Scully, and I actually passed Dodger Stadium when he finished his no-hitter. And Vin Scully said, if you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky, which I'm not sure he would do today.
I don't know if you could say that.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It was meant as a compliment back then. But I mean, you think about how he changed, just like Shohei's now changing the fan base and making it a lot more Asian. You know, Fernando made the fan base a lot more Mexican and Mexican American, and it still is that way now, and that's who a lot of the Dodger fans are. So I think the Dodgers are responding to their audience. But we've seen a lot of times, though, when sports teams get involved in politics, it's risky business.
It really is. But if there's one guy,
a lot of people who don't like it.
If there's one guy that could have gotten away with, if you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky, it's Vin Scully.
Yeah. He wasn't being canceled.
No, he was the best, man.
Not in this city. Yeah, the best.
So we have a lot going on. We got Mayor Bass about to speak, and then we have JD Vance. Did you go to see JD Vance in that press conference? Were you on that tour, or did you?
I wanted to. They wouldn't let me in. I tried. Really? I tried really hard all day and all the contacts, and for whatever reason, the White House, I think, made the decision to not allow any local reporters in. So they had national traveling reporters who sounded, I mean, based off of their questions, like they may be on their side.
Yes.
And there was, I think it's really unfortunate. And this is a bipartisan thing. I called out the Biden administration in real time when they did something similar. When these officials come to town, I think it's important to incorporate the local press to represent the issues that matter to people 100%. Here. And if you're going to nationalize our troops, and you're going to come in here and take such an important step, in the city of Los Angeles, to have representatives of the people of Los Angeles, what the media is, able to question officials, and also like voters and real people have a chance to question officials, I think is valuable. And it's really frustrating when we're sort of denied that opportunity.
You know what? Nobody, and again, Elex Michaelson's with us, Fox 11 News. The issue is, and he also, I think, anchors the news over there at some point. But nobody has asked Mayor Bass this question. I hope that you would, if next time you see her, because you're a really honest guy and you dig deep. But she sat in Congress between 2011 and 2022, so she was there for 11 years. And while 4 million people were deported. What did she do about it, and what did she how does she feel about sitting in Congress while 4 million people were deported?
That's a good question, and how it's different now. I mean, they're really, Barack Obama deported a whole lot of people, and we did not.
2.5 million people.
Some Democrats protested in real time, but not very many of them.
Yeah,
and it's different now. Although it does seem like the Trump administration is more in your face about it. I mean, I think.
Let me ask you something, though.
I think that's part of this.
Okay.
I think that's part of the strategy to get people to self-deport.
I think you're right, but let me ask you a question. Why do you think that this issue? I mean, certainly it's a big issue here, in California, but California does not lead the nation in deportations. They're, I think, 17th, 18th, or 19th on the list. It's mostly Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and there are a lot of other states that are having a lot more deportations than California, and yet it's not a big issue in some of those states.
Yeah, but there's more undocumented folks in California than anywhere else.
Right.
So if you're trying to, get high numbers, which they clearly are. I mean, Stephen Miller wants to have 3,000 undocumented people arrested every single day. 3,000. And in order to do that, you can't just go after, criminals that have been convicted. You've got to go to places like Home Depots and churches and other spots where people are in order to hit those numbers. And that's what's happening.
Why do you think that immigration reform has not been taken seriously in this country forever?
2 reasons. One, I think the donors to both parties, the most expensive donors, enjoy the cheap labor.
You're right.
And don't want the status quo to change.
That's right.
And the second reason is the most extreme members of both bases are so ideologically crazy in their positions. One being open borders, let's let everybody in. The other being let's deport 11 million people, that there's no negotiating from that. And because primaries are the real reason that people lose, people are afraid of being primaried. So their donors are telling them not to do it, and their base voters are telling them not to do it. And so there's no incentive to do it.
Yeah. It's unbelievable that it doesn't get done. All right, what's on the big show tonight? The issue is.
Well, tonight we traveled to Austria with Arnold Schwarzenegger for like an amazing trip. He invited me to this climate conference, but the thing becomes a lot more than just about climate. We visit his hometown to his childhood home, which is now a museum to him, where 150 of his friends of his fans come for a workout, where he used to learn how to work out. We went talk about his son Patrick and his incredible success with White Lotus, and the two of them sit down together, talk acting for the first time. We talk about sort of his philosophy about happiness and some wisdom and paying it forward. And it's really. And see Vienna, the city that I'd never visited, which is an amazing place. So it's really like a documentary special, and it's kind of different than any show we've done before, and it's on tonight. I'm really proud of it.
Did you ask him if it was weird watching his son in White Lotus when he revealed his wiener?
Yes. Well, we talked about that. We have a clip
Great.
About the nudity and all the rest of that. Yeah.
Great.
He calls it his weenie.
Great. Can't wait. All right, buddy. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Tonight, 10:30. Ding dong with you. All right, there he goes. Yeah. Elex Michaelson. It's Conway Show. We'll come back and tell you more about the protests going on. Also, JD Vance is in town, their vice president.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
We have protests in Maywood, and there's another one in Bell along the 710 freeway. So be aware of that. And then we also have JD Vance in town. Let's find out more about what he's doing. The vice president of the United States. Whenever he comes into town, that's big news, especially with everything going on in L.A. And Mayor Bass is going to be giving a press conference at some point today. Belly, do we have a time on that? I know you're sitting there watching that live feed of downtown L.A. Any idea?
It's scheduled for 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not going to interfere with your ballet class, is it?
It actually will, because I wanted to head out now.
Okay. All right.
Is that a problem?
Not for me, no, but maybe for you. Yeah. Bellio takes ballet every Saturday, but they had to move it to Friday, so she's leaving early to take ballet.
Yeah. You should try it.
Yeah, I sort of did when I was like 8.
You took ballet?
No, I mean, like, you know.
Oh, I don't know. What did you do?
Doing like things that kids do.
Like what?
Like I played t-ball. I was organized.
Not ballet, though. When you said, I tried it when I was 8.
I mean, I tried doing kids events, when I was younger.
I don't think ballet is a kids event.
No?
You could be any age and take ballet.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it mostly, you think, for kids?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to...
A lot of people start when they're kids.
Yeah. A lot of people don't start when
Wasn't it... What? First of all, I took ballet all through my childhood.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, you don't ever ask.
Well, I can't ask everything, I mean, you got to lay some information on us.
Lynn Swan, right?
Right.
He took ballet as an adult. Was it with the Steelers?
I think he was with the Vikings.
No, I don't think that's right.
No? I don't know. But yeah, okay, maybe... Who was it that wore pantyhose? Was that Joe Namath?
That was Joe Namath.
Yeah. That's kind of a tough move in the 60s, huh?
He pulled it off, though.
Tell everybody.
He pulled it off.
Go in there and buy the legs. Is that or eggs? What do they call it? Legs?
Legs.
They still sell that?
I think they do at like Walgreens, CVS.
Yeah.
I think I've seen them there.
Is that high end?
They're nice.
No? You get high end pantyhose at Walgreens?
You
Probably
can.
Not, right?
Yes, you can.
I feel like that's emergency pantyhose.
but they're good quality. They make better quality.
Pantyhose.
And it was Lynn Swan with the wide receiver with the Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way.
And he took ballet.
He did, because it made him more flexible as a football player. And
is it helping you here?
No.
With producing?
Not at all.
Okay, then cancel. All right, JD Vance is in town, the Vice President of the United States. Let's find out what he had to say.
Actually encouraged violence, who facilitated violence and rioting in the great city of Los Angeles. What happened here was a tragedy. You had people who were doing the simple job of enforcing the law, and they had rioters egged on by the governor and the mayor, making it harder for them to do their job. That is disgraceful. And it is why the president has responded so forcefully what happened in Los Angeles. Number one, because we've got to enforce our borders and get so many of these criminals out of our country to begin with. And number two, when you have violent agitators who make it impossible for the law enforcement to do their job, it is necessary to protect them and to defend them. We have to remember that the Friday that the riots started, before there was ever a single National Guardsman, before the President of the United States had sent in additional federal resources, you had law enforcement officers who were being captured and beaten by violent mobs egged on by Gov Newsom and other officials. It was necessary to send the National Guard to stop that process, to bring some order back to this great city, and to make it possible for the people's president to enforce the people's immigration law. That's why we're here. That's why these guys are standing beside me. That's why we have close to 5,000 soldiers and Marines from the Department of Defense. It's because we've got to enforce the law. The president takes that very seriously. I'm happy to take a few questions, but before I do, I just want to send a message to all of the law enforcement, local, state, and federal, who frankly I think are suffering from a bit of a morale problem because they've had the local government in this community tell them that they're not allowed to do their job. I just want to let you know, from the president, the vice president on down, this administration stands with you. We're grateful for the job that you do every single day. We know that we wouldn't have a border were it not for your hard work and for your efforts, and we're going to keep on fighting for you and keep on standing with you every step of the way.
Well, glad to see things are calming down. When we come back, we'll play some of the questions, and we'll also keep an eye on the breaking news. The Dodgers have made a statement. Mayor Bass is about to speak. JD Vance is in town. And in Maywood and Bell, there are protests that are being met with anti-ICE and anti-immigration people. So we'll keep an eye on all of it this afternoon right here on KFI. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.